Hey gang, it's the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast, and Swanee wasn't here today because, well, you can hear for yourself.
It just stopped working.
A little bit rough after a big night. But what was it? It was TV's Night of Nights. That's right, Sam.
Yeah, but that's in the past now. We move on, and that was wonderful to come in today. Maxie Gawn joined us, Brownie. Good chat with Max.
Jeez, a lot of questions. We had him on the griller.
Well, there was actually, for once, there was stuff to talk about. We put him under the griller, and then also, I just wanted this was some magnificent audio of an awkward chat on a soccer show on ESPN that we enjoyed very much, by the way. And
these simple words will mean so much to you after you listen to the podcast.
Oh, good stuff.
My God, plenty more.
Well, if you want your questions answered, it sort of turned into, it started at Ask Brownie, and it morphed into Ask Die.
It did.
It got a little bit off track, and didn't you have a thing for Samuel?
What's wrong with you?
Enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
That's right. Good morning, Melbourne. How are you, Dino?
Good, mate. I got 9 hours. How many hours you get? Oh, you had to go on the couch?
I did on the couch. It was good, though. There's plenty to talk about. We'll talk about Jordan DeGoey next.
Poor bastard, Jonathan.
Yes, he's under a little bit of pressure.
No, you're a poor bastard, not Jordan DeGoey, having to go on the couch after a bender in the Gold Coast.
Oh, mate, it was good fun. Being there with Rui,
it was
Gaz.
Good fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of hair and makeup and eye drops required, but we survived, Dino. Yeah. I slept the whole way home. I sat beside Mickey Malloy, slept the whole way home. Jeez,
did you use it?
And both of us. He was snoring as well.
He's cuddly.
But, hey, we are absent. We are absent of someone today, Christine Swan. Hasn't been able to... Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure what she's done, but obviously a cat slept in her mouth the night before. If you just have a listen to her performance on the project last night. Now, mine was seamless, Dino.
Yeah.
What about Christine's?
How's your night, Chrissie? How'd you go?
Look, full disclosure. Whenever I have a very good time, I generally lose my voice. And I thought I'd gotten away with it. I did my radio breakfast show this morning, radio show. And then it just stopped working.
All right, so what happened? Was she there for half an hour sounding like that?
Well, she did the whole show. How long's a whole show like that on the main chair? Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Now, it must have been delayed effects of her karaoke. She must have hit the dance floor and hit the tunes on Sunday night, because then delayed effect, because she didn't sound like that on our breakfast show yesterday morning.
Mate, that's unbelievable.
How's your night, Chrissie? How'd you go?
Look, full disclosure.
So, fair to say, we looked after the listener today.
All right.
Christine, stay at home, for
Mate,
God's
just
sakes.
chill out. Get in the sauna, you know?
Sweat it out.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Have you checked out whatif.com's top 10 winter weekenders yet?
How good's a what if tip?
Fraser Coast is in there. Coral Coast, Brodie Island, Orange.
Book your winter getaway on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Good morning, Melbourne. It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Swanee's not here because this...
How's your night, Chrissie? How'd you go?
Look, full disclosure.
But now we're talking footy.
Talking for you, of course. So we're mainly about Jordan DeGoey. So that was the big news last night on the couch, Dino. I tell you what, he keeps getting himself in a little bit of strife, doesn't he?
Now, hey, I got to ask: is this a nothing burger? Has he done anything wrong? What's he done wrong here?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? What has he done wrong? So at the moment, he wasn't in training yesterday because the Pies play this Sunday against GWS, but he wasn't there with his teammates. So whether he's been told by the club, let's just stay away until main training Wednesday till we can sort this stuff out. Apparently, they've pulled his contract. Put his contract negotiations or the contract offer they gave to him, which will kick in at the start of next year. Now, I'm not sure what's going on, because what has he done, Dino? So if we've been sleeping under a rock, he was over in Bali partying, having a good time, and a girl has posted something on Instagram. Mm-hmm. A girl he's obviously been knocking around with. Mm-hmm. And, just... It doesn't look good. Just the optics of it. We go back to the optics, doesn't it? But
given his circumstances. But essentially, he's just a lad partying. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a situation where he does put his hand on the girl's breast a little bit, but if he does know her, it's all consensual. Now, it is in a public place. So we can get on our high horse and all that sort of and talk about that incident itself, but essentially, it's a guy just having a good time. Yeah. So, and I think this is why it's taking so long for Collingwood to come up with potential punishment.
Yeah, okay, right.
You know, otherwise, if something clearly had happened, bang, they would have come down, punishment would have happened, there would have been suspensions, fines, whatever may be.
Even if they're saying we're delaying contract talks, even if they don't intend to, if they're going to sign him up again, that sounds like a big...
Well, you've got the contract talks, but then you've also got the punishment for this week, or, you know, whether he does have any punishment out of this incident. So we actually look back at it. You actually look at his history, because people are saying, you know, he's made some poor decisions, Dino. He hasn't been the smartest when it comes to this. Arguably, he shouldn't have... Now, I'm not going to sit here and say they shouldn't be travelling overseas, because he's a grown man. He's 26 years old.
Agreed.
We had Bucks in here to talk about it on the podcast the other day.
But there's a smart way to do it, John.
There's a smart way of doing it. With all the stuff that went on in New York last off-season where he got himself in strife, the old common sense thing, Dino. You go, look, there's a bit of heat around me. I'm just going to go away.
Still have a good time.
Have a good time, but with no fanfare around it. Just be careful. You got to remember now, social media is a big thing. People love taking videos of AFL players and posting it.
Yep.
And in this occasion, that's happened as well. So you got a bit of heat around you. You just stay at home. You use your common sense, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, we talk about what he's had. Remember, he lied about his broken hand a few years ago. There was an incident in Kew involving a woman.
Forgot that
But
one.
essentially he gave her a verbal spray, but nothing happened there.
Right.
And the New York incident last year was a trumped-up bullshit charge.
Right.
So, essentially, he didn't do anything wrong. Now, they gave him this harassment charge, which was just for the coppers to save face. So, people are saying, you know, he continued on with his history. He actually looked closely into his history. You know, he hasn't made the smartest decisions, but he hasn't done a hell of a lot wrong when it comes to the law.
No, he's just done a hell of a lot wrong in common sense because of what's brewed out of all this.
Spot on, Dino. Case in point now. The day after the incident, when all this happens, he rolls out a statement. Yeah. And this is just not the smartest I would have thought. Do you want me to read it?
Please, please.
I want to take the opportunity to thank my family and friends, supporters who've checked in and helped me over the last 24 hours. I want to openly address the relentless pursuit and persecution of athletes by the media to create an uneducated bias an ill-informed narrative that has gone way too far. So, Dino, now how is this? Let's just workshop what's happened here.
Yeah. What's happened? He's gone out. It's blown up. He's woken up after a sleep in the next day. He's gone down to the pool, the swim-up bar, and again, speculation. Obviously, everyone. Him and his mates. They've got on the pina coladas.
Yep.
And then Jordan, because he hates the media, and fair enough, what a shit relationship they've had, he's tried to write an all-encompassing knockout to the media. Like, I'll get him. This'll work.
Mike Tyson in his heyday.
But what he's really done is kick the bee's nest against an opponent that you can't beat.
Nah. You can't beat
They're going to harass you until you don't play anymore. It's not going to work, Jordan. And your dickhead mates around the pool have given you shit advice by posting that.
Ill-informed, I would have thought. Where's the advice? Where's the leadership just around him? So I'm not sure where he's getting advice from anyway. Dino, what's going to happen this week in relation to this week? He's going to be much sought after by players by clubs down the track. I reckon eventually he'll start Collingwood. They'll be able to sort it out under the leadership of Jeff Brown, who's the president there.
How's this week?
He's played pretty well. He's played really well. The Pies are going well. What do they do this week? You know what? Gut feel. I still think he plays. I still think he plays this Sunday. So maybe he gets a rap on the knuckles with a fine, bring the club into disrepute. It's just whether the AFL want to throw their weight around. So this is where the AFL will be watching very closely. They might want a suspension for a week, but yeah, my gut feel he plays Sunday.
All right, we'll find out. This is not going to end for a long time.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast. Dane Simpson. He's a comedian and you can see his show Didgeridoozy at the Malthouse tonight. He'll be filming for Paramount Plus and it's free. Oh, Dane's event is free, not Paramount Plus, but you get it. Here's Dane.
You handsome son of a bitch. Dane Simpson, we've always wanted to have you in, man.
Yeah, I've always wanted to come in. That is producers' faults.
Well, mate, absolutely. What are they doing out there? They're asleep at the wheel across there. Mate, it's great to see you now. Dino's a massive fan of you.
Yep.
I've been watching videos of you this morning, mate.
Brilliant.
I'm already a massive fan of you.
Awesome.
And you've got some Dino vibes about you.
Mate,
or Dino's the other way around.
Where are you from, Dane?
Oh, well, I live in Wagga Wagga, but my mob's from Walgett, so outback New South Wales. Tiny little place. Yeah.
My family mostly Balladong Noongars in WA. So,
Oh, really?
So I'm not Victorian, but I feel like a Melbourne.
Are you rival tribes, Dino?
Yes, we are, John. Yes.
Yeah. From a long way away.
We'll have a gentleman's duel in the car park after this.
That is the longest spear throw I've ever heard of in my entire life. I don't like that fella. Like 5 hours drive.
Mate, now you got to. It's a big week here in Melbourne for you. So to play in the Malthouse tonight, and then I think in a couple of days' time for the live taping of Just for Laughs, you'll be performing alongside Geraldine Hickey as well. That's this Thursday, but also, mate. Going to Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Comedy Festival.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
how's a boy from outback New South Wales get up there?
That's the thing. I didn't even know about this place. Like, who would have thought like a fella from like living in Wagga Wagga could ever go to Edinburgh Fringe, the biggest fringe in the world? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I didn't even know it was called Edinburgh until like a few years ago. I thought it was called Eden because only black fellas had talked to me about it.
Nate, are you going to get on the drink over there? Do you party? Because I'm worried about you because it's a turbulent time while you're performing over there.
Yeah, cuz. That's why they call it Edinburgh. That's why we got to go, cuz.
Mate, now, Dane, you're going to be taking your old man because your old man got on stage with her a couple of years ago, and I just thought, you did a great set, but the old man thought he'd just take over and finish off the set.
He's got... So the story, like he got up on stage after I finished my show and was doing his own like stupid dad jokes. Here's the thing too, he's got good dumb dad jokes. His
dad jokes are a high quality dad joke.
They're like what do you call Woolworths when it burns down? Coles. Brilliant.
Strong, John. Brilliant. Strong.
What do you say when Coles burns down? IGA. Like, it's brilliant. It's
that
pretty.
Is magnificent.
Top shelf.
It's
going to take this man on the road with us, Dino, next time.
I was serious because he got bigger laughs than me.
Well, mate, you should pack him in the suitcase and get him over there.
He's going to be down there tonight at the filming for the Paramount Plus tonight. So I've brought him down. He's a nuisance. So I am rolling the dice on whether, like, we're filming it.
Yes.
Which, as you know, it doesn't worry him though. He's this old fella from Walgett. Like, he doesn't care if you're filming it or not. If you've got one take or whatever, he's going to get up on stage.
That is great.
Definitely.
Every chance he'll be there for sure, Dino.
Hey, how long did it take you to feel comfortable doing stand-up?
I still don't. I never do. I always feel nervous before every gig. Like, I always want to...
Like spew nervous?
No, not spew nervous. A really cool comedian, Cheryl Lee Hood, she told me at the start, at the very, very start, when I first did my very gig, and she's like, you're always going to have butterflies in your stomach, but it's about teaching them to fly in formation, which is a really cool saying.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, and it makes me think about that every time. So, and it's, I don't know, like the equivalent of quack, 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 but...
Mate,
moth, or whatever they do.
Mighty Ducks has a home on this show. You can reference the great Gordon Bombay anytime you want.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Hey, you're a Goldberg.
Goldberg. He's fallen off the cliff a little bit, Goldberg.
Do not Google Goldberg.
No, absolutely.
He's
had a rough couple of years.
The glass barbecue was...
No,
I don't know. Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly, no. Hey, mate, also, you want to be best mates with Chris Hemsworth. I was reading that about you. Who doesn't want to be?
We already are.
Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't know it. That's the thing. It's a one-way street. I've got Thor undies on. I doubt it he's got any of my merch.
I love the idea of you in Thor undies.
How would you go if you look down the front row or anywhere in the audience and Chris Hemsworth's sitting there?
Yeah. Oh, about time, mate. Like, I've had a ticket waiting for you at every show.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Tonight is free, but you still need to jump on Eventbrite to get tickets for tonight. Go and support Dane Simpson. Mate, good luck with Edinburgh. Jeez, this is going to be nuts.
Yeah,
big.
absolutely crazy.
Make sure the butterflies are flying in formation over there.
You know, when I did write that Edinburgh joke, like Edinburgh. I thought that's what I was saying, and I wrote it with Ben Knight, who's a fan.
Yeah, Benny comes in here.
And
he's a ripper.
I was sitting next to him, and I told him, and he's like, "That's magic." And I'm looking
that'll
at him,
work beautifully.
I'm looking at him like abracadab, and he's like, abracadab.
Yes. Nice. Dane's show, Didgeridoozy, the Malthouse. Go to Eventbrite. Please come back anytime you want, man. You'll be filming for Paramount Plus. It is free, but Eventbrite. Love your work.
Thank you very much, legends.
Let me leave it. Thanks, brah.
That sounded wonky, didn't it?
Yeah.
Chrissie, Sam
the podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Now, you may be wondering why Swanee isn't here. Well, this was her performance on the project last night.
They just stopped working.
Well, Christine Swan, she just embarrassed herself on TV last night, so we've given her a day suspension.
Yeah, suspended.
She's not in the studio. It's been me and Dino in the first hour. But welcome to the studio after dominating TV's Night of Nights.
Oh, that's up here.
Sampo.
How are you, everybody? Good morning, Melbourne. Jesus, good to be here. How are you?
How are
Well, interesting. The project made Christine go in. I would have thought. There's no one else on the bed. No one else to just come in late.
Mate, if you...
Didn't happen during the show, did it? As long as she started with a normal voice and then ended up like that. So then
I can't believe that she has actually made an appearance. And if you were framing a market on Sunday afternoon as to out of this team, two of us have a TV show on Monday night who would turn up on their show sounding like this, it's fair to say I would have been about $1.04 favourite. She would have been 100 to 1. She's completely flipped the odds.
Yeah, you were, because I watched the catch last night. A very, how would I describe it? Crisp broadcast. Very, very good, and lots of news.
Thank
which
you,
we'll talk to Max Gawn later on. But yeah, that's you're a soldier,
professional,
and obviously the project resources are bare.
Bare as hell.
Just got to just wheel that out. But anyway, we'll get along this morning. Then
how are you after TV's Night of Nights?
Oh, mate, I'm fresh.
You look fresh.
That yesterday morning, I don't know what that broadcast was like, Melbourne, but thanks for tuning in. But it was actually described as a Logies after party
Podcast. It'll all make sense.
Cole said you sounded like you all had head colds.
Oh, yeah.
A bit nasally.
Yeah.
I said Sam sounds like that all the time.
Well, I had been to the Logies, so you know.
Hey, coming up, this kid has been chased by a police helicopter on a Esky made into a car with weed in it.
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's a good hook.
That's a good hook.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Morning out today. Lost her voice completely. Legit.
Legit. I was I'm flicking around Brownie, and often I'll get the start or the end of this show on ESPN called ESPN FC, but they do it. The guy hosts it called Dan Thomas, right? And then they've got some, pundits.
Not Dean Thomas.
No, Dan Thomas. They've got pundits like Craig Burley and Shaka Hislop, and then they've got the great French World Cup winner called Frank Lebeau, who they, it's a big, it's from your world.
Was he French? Frank Lebeau.
What did you think he was? New Zealander?
I generally thought he was English. There might have been it was Frank Lampard.
There you go.
English.
Yeah. That's all the same, mate. Yeah, exactly. So ESPN FC have a little extra time. Yeah. Something the couch could do, by the way. Yeah, man, you could
go extra.
A bit extra. When they want, if you like, you don't want more.
Wouldn't have thought so.
So anyway, they were having a chat the other day, and so at the start of the show, so Dan Thomas, he's the host, right? He's the one, and Frank Lebeau is on a screen, and he can see that Frank's got some bruise, something above his eyes, some stuff on his forehead, just above his eyes. So Dan Patrick thought to start the show, look, just a little bit of fun. I'll just inquire as to what's going on with Frank.
Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you for your tweets, Craig and Shaka here with us. We're also welcoming Gav and Frank. Frank, I noticed during the show, is your face okay, mate?
No, never been okay.
A bit of fun, yeah, mate. Frank's there they're all having fun. Frank's got some bruising there. Yeah, his face has never been okay. It's banter, it's fun and stuff like that. But Dan Thomas, he just keeps going.
My face?
Yeah.
I have some bruises here.
Yeah. How did you get bruises there?
I had a surgery. I had an eyes surgery last week, 10 days ago. So,
oh, wow.
Frank's had surgery, and they're just still, once again, what did you have? You had some bit of banter, you had Botox, did you, mate? What did you have, you know what I mean? So they're all just up and about, they're a bit of back and forth, fun, Dino, fun.
So what we do here.
It is very much like that. And then I would have thought, Botox, and let's move in with the show, do you know what I mean? That's fun. Dan Thomas, he went back. He wanted to get to the bottom of this bruising, right? Because was it really Botox? Let's find out.
What did they do to you, Frank?
Yeah, but I'm fine.
You okay?
Nothing to clear up, some stuff above my eyes to not become a cancer.
Oh, here we go. Voilà. Good. Oh, good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Wait, Frank is on a screen, right? He's given him 2 or 3 times. So we can move it. You know, hey, had some fun. Yeah. I got some bruising, Botox. Hey, your face never going to get okay. On with the show. You know, where's Cristiano Ronaldo going? Yeah, like that. Good, yeah. No. Yeah. That last one, mate.
Clear up, some stuff above my eyes do not become a cancer.
Wow, here we go. Good. Good stuff.
Good stuff, Dino.
Good stuff.
Borderline got brain cancer. You're laughing about Botox.
No, I'll be dead in 6 weeks. But hey, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Hey, now so that was kind of awkward, but good stuff. Good stuff. So
saves anything.
Good stuff saves anything. You know what I mean? So remember,
still a great night. It's like that.
It is a bit still a great. You remember Dino's Nigella interview, right? If you haven't heard it, this was
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. This is Dino with his one question to Nigella Lawson.
Home cooking is more about finding ways to communicate with people than to impress them.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Okay. Sure.
Right, so that's Hall of Fame stuff. That is, right?
We had to put that just a little pause. It was like the look around the room.
It was a good question.
Oh, great question. And more importantly, Nigella loved it. Right? But let's see how it goes with the good stuff.
Home cooking is more about finding ways to communicate with people than to impress them.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, do you remember one more? Do you remember?
That saves.
Right. Good stuff might be still a great night. You're right there, mate. We need some savers on this show.
You know when I needed good stuff?
Yeah.
Our first ever week on air, when I asked Samuel L. Jackson, how do you remember your lines?
Yeah, it's my job.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. The last one, you remember we talked to a darts championship.
Betty Hislop.
Mate. And you asked her about like the other side of dart, and she gave you nothing. But see how good stuff works here.
Betty, you're a legend at darts. Have you ever smoked darts?
No.
Good stuff.
I think good stuff's in play now. It might save everything, Dino. We need to click that up.
You're going to have to put that on your hot key.
Oh, mate.
Good stuff.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie and Nova 100. Swan not in today. When we say she lost her voice,
It just stopped working.
that was the project last night.
She received a day's suspension for that performance last night, so we'll be doing the show on our own. Samuel, how'd you get to work this morning?
How? I drove a car.
You drove a car, did you? Well, I'll tell you what, you take a leaf out of this young man from Carrum Downs over the weekend.
Oh,
it was just scootering around Carrum Downs and Lyrebird Drive. He's on a like a motorised scooter.
Nice.
With a red Esky with a white lid, nice seat there, and it's motorised at the back, and a couple of shovels. I'm not sure what the shovels are for, but he's been peddling marijuana in the western suburbs on his motorised scooter.
Mobile van, you could call it.
Mobile van, absolutely.
So, because the Esky, can I have a look at that picture again? The Esky, so it's a giveaway straight away. We weren't in town on the weekend, but an Esky seems a summer thing, maybe.
So, it seems a bit summery, so I would have seemed a bit suspicious, drawn the attention. I'm not sure what the 2 shovels are on there for, Dino. As well.
That's a bit sinister.
It's a bit sinister, so that gives it up a little bit. Maybe to give some legitimacy, he looks like a road worker.
Yeah.
He can just float around.
That'll fix that whole setup. 2 shovels.
I have noticed in the Esky, he's got a couple of Pride of the Fleet, a couple of Crown Lagers, a couple of Travellers.
Okay, well it all makes sense so far. Nothing suspicious at all. An Esky, 2 shovels and some Crown Lagers.
Oh,
that's
mate,
a good night.
What I'd say is
good stuff.
After several complaints, though, the coppers obviously were called to see this young man.
Can I ask you?
They'd check the contents of the Esky. Not only a couple of Crown Lagers in there. There was also, give me help with this, Dino. There's also some implements, bongs, and electric scales. What would they be used for?
I think they're universally described as paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia, that's right. Thank you, Samuel.
And don't look at me. I was in the Gold Coast. I've got an alibi.
You do.
You could outsource that.
This mode of transport was described as a mobile marijuana unit. Just getting around.
He's a visionary, this kid. How old is he?
He's 17 years old. Now
that's entrepreneurial.
Now the chase,
Celebrity Apprentice. He'd be on The Apprentice.
As we know, police pursuits now are frowned upon. You can endanger the public safety, pedestrians.
Absolutely.
So, can you believe the police helicopter was called in? to track him around the western suburbs.
The cops in that chopper must be thinking, we've got bigger fish to fry. Come on, guys.
Oh, I loved it. So it's been described as deals on wheels.
Nice.
Smart.
Good stuff. Another person on Facebook said, one more mobile dealer gone thanks to the pesky Esky squad. I like that. And this would be your favourite, Sam. He's been described as this century's Pablo Esky Bra.
Come on, retire.
That's amazing.
Retire.
Whoever did that last one should be doing headlines for the Herald Sun, because that would be, if you just knock that out in the office, that's tools down for the rest of the day, walking around the office. Mate, by the way, I reckon Snoop Dogg and Menu Log, there's someone they could, there's a new ambassador they
There's
could
a
have.
new ambassador stuff. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Anyway,
good stuff.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Here's Max Gawn. Yeah, he plays for Mountford. Mainly a rock man. We're talking footy with Max Gawn.
Yes, Maxie. How are you?
We don't know where to start today.
Well, mate,
we need
listen,
4 segments.
2 weeks ago, you were sat here.
It was the most well-timed interview ever. I got called by Jake Melksham literally an hour after I was in here, so we didn't have to speak Entrecôte. Now it's news from 2 weeks ago, so we don't have to speak about it.
Oh, is that right, Max? We don't have to speak about it.
It was quite ironic, though, because, Maxie, you weren't here, and you're sincere, so you didn't cop any grief from us about this, but you're very sincere when Christine asked you a question about the way you love each other now and you speak to each other.
The
and
language.
there's a real vulnerability in the language that you use with each other. And then about 2 hours later, one of your teammates has knocked out another teammate.
Yeah, we took a backward step. We've lost 3 on the trot and we're knocking out the teammates. No,
for the way they speak to each other.
It was everything that we've built over 18 months. That wasn't an example of what we like to portray our football club as working. To be fair, the answer I gave Christine at the time was around professional banter and professional talk. That I don't think they were. I think they were just having like chewing the fat sort of type setup. But it wasn't the best phone call to get post radio interview of you guys.
In fairness to all the boys involved, if your steak frites come out and you ask for medium rare and it's medium, I can understand how tempers can.
You punch on. That's what you do.
No, listen. So I know it was 2 weeks ago, and you've got to be careful because on this show, as you pointed out that morning, we just have fun.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there is a serious side.
Well, he's a premiership captain. It's a big issue. So.
Yeah, and the club is now it's obviously rudderless, and things are falling apart. The fish rots from the head, and.
I've never been to Entrecôte. Is it nice?
It was there the week before. It's the last place. If you had said to me, name 1,000 places that you would punch on, Entrecôte would not have been in the top.
Mate, we said this on the front bar, Max. The biggest disgrace of the whole thing is that there was at a French restaurant. How Melbourne is that? It wasn't even at a pub. Wasn't even at a pub or on a trip or something. That's the biggest shame for you.
Yeah, we've stuck at our cliche there, haven't we? Really nailed our stereotype.
Is Stephen May, because it is difficult for Maxie. Obviously, we are making light of it, and we're just punching away.
Well, we're allowed to, but you're not allowed to.
I can laugh, can't I?
Yes,
of course. 2 weeks ago, and you have addressed it in the. I was going to say the real media. The media are part of that takes it seriously, and it's very, very earnest.
I had a press conference. I'm not sure if you saw, about 2 days after. It was one of those ones where they're sort of seagulls. They talk over each other when they're trying to ask a question. First one of them, normally I'm at Casey Fields as one journo that turns up, and he doesn't even want to know anything really. But this time we had about 10, and I had 2 to me sharp right that were like political journos. So they were like from ABC or something like that.
Yes.
The people that beat you in the front bar, like that.
All right, Jesus got me.
We had those sort of people, and I got asked the question. They said they're hiding behind the word banter, and I said, "Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like using the word banter." And the guy, sharp right, goes, "You've said the word banter about 10 times in this press conference. Why don't?" It seems like you do like hiding behind that word. Like, that guy got me. The guy got me.
Got me.
Now the boys spoken. Like clearly, Stevie May and Jakey Malcolm would have sorted it out and patched things up.
They're friends. They were friends the whole time. I think they were friends during it. So.
Close friends.
Yeah, close. I mean, if it doesn't get out, it probably. It had to get out because both boys missed the game. So that's why it gets leaked from both us and people that were at Entrecôte, I'm presuming, were telling their friends, and all of a sudden it makes the news. But in terms of their relationship, I haven't seen anything different for 2 weeks now. To be fair, Melky was in hospital for the first week, but they're fine.
Maxie, if I'm an old conservative D's fan who wants answers from their captain, what's bloody 3 losses, fights?
Yeah.
What do you say to that person to reassure them?
To reassure them, well, the Fremantle game, which was 3 weeks ago, we came up against a hot team and we weren't ready for that battle. So that's one loss.
Bang.
Sydney was a really good game. Could have gone either way. Tom Paley kicked a goal with a couple of seconds to go. That was actually a really good game of footy.
True.
And then Collingwood, we let ourselves down. So 2 times we sort of let ourselves down with how we're performing. And before that, we were 17 in a row. So out of the last 19 weeks, we've let ourselves down 2. It just happened to be 2 of the last 3. So the bye's come at a good time. Although it's the shortest bye of all time. We've gone from Monday to Thursday. So it's a 10-day break.
Well, it'd probably save you from going to Bali, though.
Yeah, we didn't go to Bali.
We
didn't go to Bali. That was weird when that popped up on my phone that there was people in Bali. I just would never even think about.
Yeah, because I know. Well, I don't. Lee Matthews reluctant to. I don't think we had as much time back in the day when we would have a mid-season bye. You might have only got 3 days. You guys get a little bit longer nowadays, but. He was reluctant for people to even travel interstate.
Yep.
So you were surprised as a current player. You wouldn't really be that keen on your teammates going internationally for 3 or 4 days.
And to be fair, people have gone to New Zealand, so that you can put that in a similar.
Well, it's like going in Australia somewhere. Though. It's about 3 hours.
It's a little bit different, I think, Bali. But but all our boys went to Queensland. Everyone goes to Queensland.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
I don't want to sound like on the couch, but with De Goey. Feels like he's starting a futile fight with the media that you can't really win. Like the day after all that shit came out.
That's an interesting one, because he released a statement, Brownie,
he did.
saying that you've got to be careful at persecuting. He felt persecuted. And
yeah, paraphrase. The first bit of the statement, I want to openly address the relentless pursuit and persecution of athletes by the media to create an uneducated, biased and ill-informed narrative that has gone too far.
You reckon he wrote this?
No.
I'm not sure of the advice he received to roll with that.
Around a pool bar, his mates. You say this.
He wrote it on a cocktail napkin at a pool bar.
That's what it sounds like. So, I'm not sure about doubling down. Now, whether you can argue whether he's done anything wrong or not, but if you double down against the media, probably ill-advised there, Maxie.
I haven't seen too many people take on the media and win. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Especially you with the ABC boys when you did that press a couple of weeks ago.
You've tried us. You've tried to take us off, and it's a losing battle with you over there. I've got 2 quick ones to finish, and then in the second break we'll have more fun.
Okay.
All this stuff that's going on with an ex-president of yours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that? I know. Is it having any impact on the team? And also, how's your ankle?
The first question, the players don't read news, and especially news that's in the front 20 pages of the paper. They would flip the paper straight away and just try and find their name in the sport.
Best players.
I like that they're not going from the back. They're still going from the front, though, aren't they?
Yeah. That still happens because, just to cut in, Lee Matthews made sure that the Herald Sun and the Age was about 10 copies of each were delivered every morning to the Gabba because he wanted his players to be aware of what the football world was speaking about.
Which wasn't you guys. Was it? Was it?
Which obviously wasn't a hell of a lot of us. So he wouldn't get the local papers in Brisbane, but he wanted you to be across the way the footy world was talking. Maybe a bit different down here as a Melbourne-based team, Maxie.
Yeah, and the ex-president stuff's it's a bit annoying, to be honest. From a captain, coach, CEO point of view, like people that actually talk about it, you just go, like, it's phenomenal that it keeps popping up.
And irrelevant now.
It's something from 2020.
You won a flag.
Yeah, Goody's gone and won a flag.
Yeah.
He's almost seen as one of the best coaches in the AFL. Really good mate. All stems from a pot that we had at Throaty Pub, which is phenomenal.
You're to blame. You're the problem.
Yeah, I am the issue.
Finally, that's caught up with you. Premiership hangover. It took 14 weeks to get to.
It was a bit much when Goody was knocking on my door at 3 a.m. pleading for me to take a bounce.
That's right. That was an unbelievable message going there.
Poor Jess and George are just trying to sleep, and Goody's knocking on the door. Ankle is better than it looks. I'm in a moon boot at the moment, but that comes off today or tomorrow. There's a chance I just miss one game, which is the Brisbane game this week. There's also a chance that goes on for longer, but when the boot comes off and if I'm going well, it could be just one game.
I'm telling you now, if you end up missing 4 games, there will be like hell to play. You know what I mean? Like you just lying to our faces that you're going to miss 1 game and you miss 4.
But when they give you the 3 to 5, it's not them just like trying to keep the teams guessing. It's actually like, who knows how he's going to pull up when he takes the moon boot off. It could be 5 weeks, it could be 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're not sure how tough this bloke is. Mate, you are tough, though, for playing last Monday. You kept going. You were about to get subbed out, and then a couple of blokes got concussed. And no, sorry, Max, you got to stay out there.
It was the worst 1 minute ever. So I'm getting my cortisone in my ankle. I'm struggling down there. I've also got a bad back. And we're talking with the physio about potentially using the sub for me. And in comes Daniel Turner on debut with blood rolling down his face with concussion. I'm like, oh, there goes that plan.
Back with Maxie in a second. Don't move.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, and our dear mate Maxie Gawn's in the studio. Now, we did say we're going to have more fun this break, but real quick, I'm just thinking about the Collingwood game.
Yes.
When you went and gave the bench a spray, tell us what was going on.
What did you do? I didn't see that.
I got a little bit grumpy.
Who was it towards?
It was when I rolled my ankle pretty bad. Yes. And I was stumbling off the ground and... No names. I don't chuck any names. A young fellow with blonde hair ran past. Decided to let me know what he thought about me going off my ankle. So I just thought that was a bit weird. But the funny thing was, I tried to chase him off and have a little verbal with him, but he ran off the ground. And then I went to the bench, and that's where the famous sort of photo of me going to the bench. But I couldn't find him. So I was spraying Nick Maxwell.
Maxie's been retired for 8 years.
I was just spraying Nick Maxwell. I'm like, sorry, mate.
What did I do, man? We're friends.
Well, it all sort of spiraled into one sort of minute for me. I was not going too well. I had a bad back. I had a bad ankle. I was coming off the ground.
Mate, Maxie thought no one could see what was going on. Mate, 100,000 of us were sitting there watching going, geez, Maxie's cooked. He's bugging. Because you caught this massive knee in the back. You did well to hang on. As Brian Taylor says, you look like you're a trailer with a broken axle.
I had a lot of people give me feedback about how I was warming up after the second half. He'd come out and do a jog. Yeah. And I don't think anyone's ever watched me in that warm-up before, but I've had like hundreds of people say, yeah, I knew you were shot when I saw you warm up in the second half. I'm like,
you can't hide it.
What was I doing?
It's interesting you couldn't find the blonde player in the ill-fitting long-sleeve jumper. That's amazing. You couldn't find him.
I didn't say he was wearing a long sleeve.
No, that's true. You didn't.
Ill-fitting.
What? It's tight. That's all I'm saying.
Now, this Thursday night, my boys, you're taking on my boys. We've got to get our confidence up, Maxie. Big game Thursday night at the MCG against the mighty Brisbane Lions.
It's an amazing week of footy. I'm not sure if you've got it. It's 1v2, 3v4, 5v6.
Yeah,
there's some crazy games going on. And 1v2 to start it off. And first of all, I just wanted to say how proud I am of the football club that were able to get a Thursday night against an interstate team at MCG. That's like, if they planned that in 2011, they would have laughed in our face.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, Melbourne against an interstate team on a Thursday night.
That's a good point.
True.
So that's really exciting. It's the BCNA game, which we've been able to play in for the last sort of 10 years. So grab a beanie for BCNA. There's a virtual. They used to do the Field of Women out there, but since COVID, there's more of a virtual this year. But obviously, try and raise money for breast cancer, which is really exciting to be able to play in that game. We were in pink socks, which is a cool little touch. 1 year we wore pink jumpers. And Western Bulldogs also wore pink in their jumper, and the umpires wore pink. It was an absolute nitmare.
That would have been
absolute nightmare.
Jumper clash.
One of the umpires had 40 touches.
A little bit concerned about these Coles. A little bit concerned about these Thursday nighters though in Melbourne because crowds. It's a bit hard, a bit cold, and not turning up as much. But they should turn up this week. Hopefully, your supporters aren't all up at the snow.
Yeah, well, the snow season's been a bit longer, so hopefully they were able to get there over the bye. Yeah, it's been like I think a few of our boys went up to Bride and whatnot, and there was a bit of snow around.
Will you be wearing the team uniform? What is that? Is it a polo? Is it a pant?
It's a good question because it used to be a suit, and now it's not a suit.
It's not a suit anymore.
No, it's not a suit. It's almost whatever you want. Like you can dress.
What?
You can dress. You obviously got to wear the apparel, but there's so much apparel that you can wear You can have whatever you want.
Make an effort like the NBA boys.
If I rocked up in a suit and I sat there around all the coaches' boxes and they're all wearing polo and shorts, it was
but it's cold though. What are they wearing? They're not just in a polo. They've got to be something. They'd have something warmer.
I think I'll be in the box, so the box will be heated.
Oh, you'll be in the box. So do you get any moves as the captain?
I think I'd be looking at the ruck battle, which would feel for me. I've got to watch just the ruck battle on Thursday night. I can't watch it. I know I'm a ruckman.
I remember one day one day I was sitting in the coach's box as Chris Scott and myself. I think we were both out injured. And we were sitting behind Lethal, and it got to a sort of tense part of the game, and Chris Scott leaned over to me and whispered something, and Lethal just went right off. He goes, "If you got something to say, tell the whole box."
What were your instructions, mate? Will you be quiet, or you'll be quite open to have a chat?
Well, Goody's on the bench, so that's...
Oh, yeah.
I see you'll be running the show.
Yeah, I'll sort of be running the show up there. I'm the direct communication to Goody.
I was going to say, can do it just for a bit of fun, depending on the state of the game. You put the headphones in and just yell down to Goody to make some crazy move and just see how it goes.
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Goody, I think we should let's play one short for 5 minutes. We'll see what because there'll be blokes looking for their man.
Everyone will lift.
Correct.
Everyone will lift.
We'll send some snails out to Stevie May.
Hey.
Come on, it's French joke, dude.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Come on.
I wanted to ask one thing. And so you've been doing a lot of not a lot, but as the captain of this club and premiership captain, you're obviously in high demand. You know what I mean? So the aftermatch interview. Do you think too much about them? Is it easy to do? Would you rather not do them? What's the go there?
First of all, if it's a winning aftermatch and they come to you, it normally means they up top think you're the better player on the ground. Which is so you get a little compliment straight away, which is
well
kind of
played
cool.
today, Max.
Like, they haven't come to me when I've had 4 touches and not taken a mark of the footy. They normally come after
But sometimes you're not expecting it. You think, it wasn't that good today, and then the interviewer turns up.
Well, the worst is when they go to your opponent when you lose.
You can see it on the
They did that on the weekend. Mason Cox had about 6 interviews. I'm like,
because Brownie, I don't know if you saw it, best on ground on last weekend, I think it was, after the Western Bulldogs a big win.
Oh yeah, we did Libba.
You crossed down to what is young Libba's first name?
Tom.
Tom.
Of course. Yeah. So I always, because I grew up with his dad, but young Tom was interviewed by Brownie. Hit him with it, because I think the Western Bulldogs boys had been out in the ground a bit long for Brownie. You know what I mean? They're celebrating, talking to their fans, and
not 19 minutes.
Oh, 19 minutes on the ground.
There was 6,000 people at Greater Western Sydney's ground.
Got selfies with each one of them.
Yeah, I think they did 19 minutes.
So as a Brownie, I think Brownie could tell was a bit passive aggressive, a bit upset at waiting that the Footscray boys had made him wait, and but Libba got him. Dina, have the thug life ready.
Libba, it's Brownie. What were you boys doing out in the field for the last 25 minutes? You're still celebrating the 2016 prelim win out there.
No, we'd like to give back to the people, Brownie. Steve must be unfamiliar with that concept.
Stay down. Gotcha.
Very good, by Libba. Very good.
It seemed like he was having fun, and then he went, "No, it's cool. I'm going to go back at him."
Very good. We've got Brodie's question of the week.
Of course, you thought this was all Skittles and rainbows until now, Max Gawn.
Brodie's serious analytical footy question of the week. Max. You've kicked more goals, had more possessions, had more clearances, and taken more contested marks than any other ruckman in the competition. Well done. I'm proud of you.
Whoa! Brodie's beautiful statement of the week.
It takes a big man to do that.
Mate, we just thought you needed it. You know what I mean? You've had a big couple of weeks.
Yep.
And we love you, and we're very, very fortunate we get to speak to you every second week. So all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks, mate.
Nice banter today, mate.
Yeah, good banter.
Did I go well on Chrissie's share?
Yeah, man.
Mate. It's yours if you want it.
Hey, can I borrow 10 grand?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Swanee not in today. You could argue she's had quite a large 48 hours. This is her on the project last night.
It just stopped working.
Stop working. The voice is no good. I can't believe it. She's had a day off. But Sam Pang is here in the studio. How are you, Samuel?
Strong as an ox.
Now, Sam, have you been on the Nova player to enter into the competition? We've got the big chill. We're sending someone to Antarctica. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I would be excited if I was eligible to win the prize.
What a shame.
I think as a Nova employee, I'm not allowed to enter.
Oh, I haven't checked.
So this is for everyone else. If you don't work for Nova, bang.
Hey,
get on the Nova player.
This is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It's a 12-day Antarctic polar voyage and expedition. It's all meals, drinks, and everything. It's $1,000. The prize is madness. Antarctica. Now, to win it, we need to hear about your wildest travel adventure story. And you have to tell us by registering at the Nova player. Right, Jackie?
That's right. Well, Brodie's got one. He didn't go to bed yesterday and ended up in the beach.
Yes, he did.
The Gold Coast beach. We're lucky we didn't have to fish him out of there. But this is Antarctica. This is a better spot. So it'd be great to see. 850. Get onto it now.
Yeah, you could have a 1 in 3 chance of winning a trip to 2 to Antarctica.
Very aggressive.
Threatening people to enter?
He doesn't want to go to Antarctica.
Mate.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Jeez, I'd love a sense of the day.
I want some tropical stuff.
Well, it's Tuesday, June 21.
Oh, yes.
John, straight to you. Collingwood have withdrawn Jordan De Goey's contract offer. So they had a 2-year extension on the table with a trigger for a further 2 years. So that's 4. Depending on performances and games. But they've withdrawn the offer. So what does that mean, though? Also, why is that public? Couldn't they have done that privately? What is it? What is it? Or is that they want people to know? They want their supporters to know that what they're taking this very seriously, and we may not re-sign him.
I think so. They may be buying them time, buying themselves time, because the fact that it's taken this long for some sort of punishment shows you that it's a difficult one. They're not sure what to do, because if you actually cut through it, what has Jordan De Goey done wrong? So now this is not a thing. The people will say that. He was. I'm not sure what the word is. What was he doing with the female over in Bali? He was obviously there having a good time. Questionable some of the things that were going on, but it was consensual. He's friends with the young girl, obviously, so that's how it's all blown up.
Could he have known full well that was kicking the bee's nest and maybe enjoyed it?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Really? You think he's that naive?
I don't think he would have gone out deliberately and done that. So the difficult thing is for the football club and for the AFL is what do they do here in terms of punishment? So my gut feel is unless Jordan De Goey agreed to some sort of punishment like a week's suspension, I'm not sure really how hard the AFL and the club can come down on him.
So
why? And if they want to go back to past indiscretions, well, he's been proven to be, he didn't do anything wrong really in past indiscretions in most of it.
Yeah, if Collingwood have taken off their 2-year extension, is that an opportunity for other clubs to swoop in right now?
Absolutely, it is. There was talk from Johnny Ralph that St Kilda are going to go really hard. They haven't offered him a contract, but potentially 5 years. North of $1 million, which that would seem a little bit much to me, but other clubs would absolutely swoop if Collingwood couldn't get him signed up to a long-term deal.
All right, watch this space.
Whoa! Gut feel is those player usually always stays. De Goey will end up playing for Collingwood going forward.
Today,
and I think he'll play. And I think he'll play this week.
Good. Today is Australia's shortest day of 2022.
Sam, I think you meant to say,
good stuff.
Today is Australia's shortest day of 2022, or the longest night of the year, depending on how you want to look at it. Sydney will experience just 9 hours and 53 minutes of daylight today, and further south, Hobart will see the sun for 9 hours, which is about 7 hours more than usual down there, isn't it? I don't know. So anyway, that's the shortest day of the year today.
Nerd.
Speaking of nerds...
Yes?
What's the longest day of the year, Sam?
What?
What's the longest day of the year?
Yesterday, I reckon, would have been. Yesterday felt like it
was for a couple of our crew.
Yesterday was about 29 hours, I reckon.
And I thought Brodie was
oh, my God.
I thought we were going to have to put the green screen up at the carousels at the airport.
I had 2 hours sleep before yesterday's show. Brodie decided to go right through.
Yeah, ill-advised.
And then almost walked. When he started walking into the ocean, you would have thought, he may not come back.
No.
He may Harold Holt it. Billy Joel will play a one-off show at the MCG this December. That'll be a short
Saturday night.
You know what?
December 10th.
That'll be the longest day. Waiting for him to come on.
I think December 9 is the longest day.
I was just like,
It'll be magnificent.
Victorian Government's Always Live initiative yesterday announced its latest recruit, William Joel.
I love it.
Oh, William.
He'll be in Australia for one night only, mate.
I love how he said the reason he's coming out to do it is because his kids are a fan of Bluey.
Oh, yeah? What do you reckon it is?
Probably the 10 million that would have jumped in his pocket from the Victorian Government.
He doesn't sing that one. That'd be fine, by the way.
What?
Performing at the MCG, here's the date. Saturday, December the 10th.
Beautiful.
That will be the longest day, just waiting for that.
Well, I think it's the day after the longest day, isn't it? Isn't December 9 the longest day?
Really?
I think it might be.
What do we need to do to get him to play this?
Be upstanding, everyone.
I deliberately played the long rap.
Well, I'm on the Downeaster, Alexa.
What do we need to do?
Imagine the MCG swaying to this song. It would be magnificent.
Oh, mate.
He's got to play it. Honestly, we've got to get Billy Joel
Open with
on the radio.
Is it off Broadway? Does he play it?
I don't.
Well,
I don't think it's one of his.
It was the headline song of Hangover. Hangover
okay.
3, Hangover 2 or Hangover 3.
Oh,
the one where they go to the one that they go to Thailand.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he played it in that.
President Biden's back on his feet. He's wiped himself out in a bike. By the way, what's he still doing on a bike? I would just be in that presidential limo the whole time, surrounded by security. And finally, the identity of the alleged grave robber accused of stealing human remains from a Footscray cemetery has been unmasked.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, I only mention that because that's an episode of The Masked Singer that I would watch. By the way.
Good stuff.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
One man, many questions.
If soap fell on the floor, is the soap dirty or is the floor clean?
No, one of the suburbs, Lilydale, is spelled with one L, but Lilydale Lake is spelled with two L's.
Why is your wee sometimes yellow?
Why do cats have whiskers?
Have all the answers.
I run on my face.
Ask Browny.
Yes, John, are you ready, brother?
I'm ready to go. I can't wait for this.
Teresa, what is your question for Jonathan?
Good morning, guys. I was thinking on the weekend, when it comes to meat, why is chicken called chicken, lamb called lamb, but yet cow is called beef?
Whoa.
John, we're on air. It's something weird.
It's a good...
Can I help you or not?
That's a good question. Sam, I'd love you to help me.
Well, on menus, depending on the quality of restaurant you are, there are dishes that have the word beef in it. There's beef cheek. There's beef carpaccio. There's
but in the main.
In the main,
yes.
Yeah, you don't order.
The reason is because
that doesn't help you at all.
No.
The question is why aren't you ordering a cow medium rare, cow Fritz?
That's right, because a cow it's not always from a cow.
What do you mean, beef?
Beef. It's
really?
Well, quite often it comes from steers, which are males. Which is male beef that's had its knackers cut out, Sam. That is a steer, because I'm a man of the land, which you would know nothing about.
Yeah, well done. So you and your hillbilly history has finally come through and helped us out. That's
so
well done.
the general term is beef because it comes from both male and female cattle. Predominantly, it comes from male.
Teresa.
So there you go. Otherwise, so if you were calling it, if you were saying cow,
mate, you've
it'd actually be incorrect.
It's not bad.
Thank you very much.
That's actually excellent.
Yeah.
Teresa, are you happy with that?
I think so, because when I posed the question to other people, everybody was saying it was predominantly female cows because the male cow is too tough.
No, they're idiots.
It's interesting. A follow-up for John.
Incorrect.
Hey.
Oh, really?
Incorrect.
All right, then.
Teresa.
We use the females to breed.
Okay, yeah.
And also milk, and we use the males to eat.
Yep. Farmer Jonathan really is out today. A family pastor. Lightscape. Lightscape Light Nature Wonder at the Royal Botanic Gardens. Tickets at melbournelightscape.com.au. Chris, what do you got for us?
Well, we've been told from when we're little not to crack our knuckles because it gives us arthritis.
Yes.
Is this true, or is this just our parents pull the wool over our eyes, Brownie.
Absolutely.
Set
It
it
is,
straight.
yes, Chris, it is the parents pulling the wool over their eyes. And my daughter does it, the eldest. She's very good at it, actually. Makes a big sound, Olivia. And I often tell her, you'll get arthritis, but I know that's actually factually incorrect.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's the gases in around your bones and in your knuckles. When you crack them, like you'll crack your back or your neck, it's just the little gases sort of exploding.
Why do people subject others to listening to that? It really gives me...
I know, it's frustrating.
Sounds amazing.
It's disgusting.
What do you mean, the
When
crack?
you do it, it sounds amazing, Chris. Do you like someone else doing it in your ear?
I like people doing their back when it goes. You can hear it go all the way down their back.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's more a fetish, by the way, Chris. But anyway, good on you, mate. Well done.
Sick piece of work, Chris. 6 bottles of wine from Zonzo Estate. Enjoy.
You can crack them open. There you go.
Happy days. Thanks, guys.
Easy. Authentic Italian cuisine paired with perfect drop at Zonzo.
Did you know that, Sam? It's not the actual bones cracking together.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's the gases.
Fine, though, you've already...
Mate.
No, I'll listen to it on the podcast, all right?
I'll crack you in the head if you don't take that on.
Di, help us, Di. What is your question, Di?
Good morning, legends.
Oh,
Di. What's your question for Brownie?
Well, firstly, I just want to congratulate you on keeping the boat afloat without our beautiful Chrissie. You've done a great job this morning.
Thank you, Di.
Mildly condescending, but yes, somehow we'll make it through till 9, Di.
We've done it with a leg in the air, Di.
That's it.
Thank
Brownie,
you.
this is a really important question for you. If you had to be one Kardashian, which one would you be and why?
Great question, Di.
Definitely Kimmy.
But you're not even thinking. You're not even.
I don't even need to think about it. Definitely Kimmy. I'd love to strut around with a. I'd love to strut around with a booty like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good with that.
Your butt is currently quite prominent, so you're not far from Kimmy.
Not far from it. It's not as soft and voluptuous because Chrissie Swan, of course, has felt and prodded that backside when she was out here in Australia, and she got to interview her, and she asked whether she could touch her backside. She said it's the most perfect shape and the most perfect feeling butt anyone could ever imagine. So I reckon I'd be happy with that.
If you'd...
okay.
If you'd...
if
Chris had asked to crack her back, I would have thought that would have been going too far. You know, one of the good things about being Kim Kardashian, the access that she has to, for instance, she wants to go to the opening of the Met or the gala.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I'll just grab Marilyn Monroe's dresser. You know, man, like you can just do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
And I'll give it back damaged. But you know, you could just think about all the things you could grab uniforms from history and just wear them to opening nights.
Be amazing. What uniforms would I go for?
You could wear Napoleon's hat to a fun party. And everyone would let you do it.
I know, I'd go
Far-lapse jockey.
Far-lapse jockey. Madonna's, you know, when Madonna used to come out on stage with that pointed bra.
I don't know why it's a dress, by the way. There are other things.
Oh, okay. So, hey, Di, who would you go as?
Ooh, I think I'd go as the Marmajar Chris.
Oh, the Queen.
Di, a follow-up question. Who would you rather be for a day, Jonathan or Sam?
Oh, Sam.
Really?
Di, you answered way too quickly.
Yes.
And
have you got a fetish as well, Di?
Righty, settle down. Come on now.
Di.
I love Sammy.
Thank you, Di.
What do you love? What do you particularly like about him, Di?
He just speaks his mind.
Yeah.
It's because there's nothing there. Di, there's nothing there, but it's very nice that you listen. And guess what? I reckon Dino's got some prizes for you. And move on.
What about his physical features, Di? What's your favourite?
Good question, John.
Physical feature of Sam's?
His mouth.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
Jeez. Those voluptuous lips.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a nice answer. Probably didn't want to objectify me. And I appreciate that, Di. You're a lovely woman.
It's Chrissie's Sweet Lips and Brownie. And you've got a $200 make-out meal voucher. Restaurants like...
You can make out with those lips.
Yes,
all right, well done. You got there. Good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. Anyway.
Sorry, Di.
Entrecôte, Mamacita, easy peasy and more. $200 make-up.
I like an episode of Ask Browny that ends with an apology.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
And broadcasting is a fun beast, Sam.
It's an easy joke, according to you.
Yeah.
Look forward to that game that Jack Charles is going to play all the way up until 2 p.m. where you try to guess the name of the first track that Beyonce releases. Or you could just wait. But
yes.
What do I know? Hey, earlier on though, I did play a little bit of audio from a show called ESPN FC Extra Time, right, with Dan Thomas.
Is that a soccer show?
It is a soccer show, the World Game. a lot of pundits on this show. A lot of pundits. One, of course, is Frank, the great World Cup winner for France, Frank Lebeau. And Dan Thomas this is the opening of the show, Dino, where he just thought Frank's on a screen because he's in France, and Dan would just have a little bit of banter with Frank.
Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you for your tweets. Craig and Shaka here with us. We're also welcoming Gav and Frank. Frank, I noticed during the show, is your face okay, mate?
No, never been okay.
Good stuff.
What do you mean? His face is a bit...
He's got some bruising above the eyes and just a little bit of banter, how I know his face has never been okay and all that sort of stuff.
Maybe he had a couple of drinks.
Who knows,
He bumped his head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Dan Thomas continued on.
My face?
Yeah.
I have some bruises here.
Yeah. How did you get bruises there?
I had a surgery. I had an eye surgery last week, 10 days ago. So,
oh, wow.
You've got some surgery. Oh, you've got your Botox, eh?
A
bit of fun.
He's getting a bit older too, trying to stop the ageing process.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of fun. And then, look, it wasn't Botox.
What did they do to you, Frank?
Yeah, but I'm fine.
You okay?
Nothing to clear up, some stuff above my eyes to not become a cancer.
Oh, here we go. Good. Oh, good stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Good stuff.
Leave it alone.
Mate, how many times could you have got out? Just like, okay, I've got some bruising, but it's all right. I had an operation. Yeah. Botox. Hey, just move on.
Trying to stage out, cut out stage 3 skin cancer.
Yeah.
But anyway, just something to laugh at.
I'll be dead in 6 weeks, guys. Anyway, this is my last show. That sort of stuff. Good stuff. No, so anyway, the good stuff is the bit we love, right?
Good stuff.
That is now in play on this show. So if you don't like that soundbite, then you're in trouble because it can be applied to many, many situations.
It's a safety net.
And it's gonna get us out of trouble. Like, for instance, when you chatted to Nigella, we didn't have it then, but now we do.
Home cooking is more about finding ways to communicate with people than to impress them.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Oh, good stuff.
You may have to record your own. Good stuff.
It's the sigh, isn't it, though?
Mate, I
was
love
right
the
with
sigh.
that. She loved that question.
I don't think she did, by the way. Betty Hislop, she was given an Order of Australia for her contribution to darts. And you, by the way, these all involve you. There's a common theme, by the way, but you asked her about other darts.
Betty, you're a legend at darts. Have you ever smoked darts?
No.
Oh, good stuff.
It's a common theme. You're asking about drugs, smoking, alcohol. What else have you got?
Well, he's got, here's one for Dan. This was talking to a caller about the loss of a parent.
There you go.
Nick, is your father still with us?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, good stuff.
But they're all you. You're a bad interviewer, by the way.
No, I roll the dice because I'm a pistol, and sometimes the numbers don't come up that I want.
Yeah, you want one more time
Russian
a number.
roulette, you are, Dino.
Oh, exactly, yeah. But but all the chamber's full because you never miss. By the way, there's one more too.
So I think you might be losing your mind. Have you got a history of dementia?
Poor mum. Yep.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, stop asking questions to our guests, all right? Stop asking questions.
Oh, good stuff.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
In over 100.